Every fortune has a price, and today you're about to uncover the highest one ever paid. If you're drawn to real stories that expose the dark underworld of money, subscribe and hit the bell, because here, the truth always surfaces. The story begins in a quiet, modern office in downtown Chicago. The company was called Virexon Solutions, a name that echoed innovation and progress. To the world, they were biotech pioneers providing advanced medical logistics to struggling regions. But behind their glass walls and smiling press releases, something sinister unfolded. Virexon claimed to deliver life-saving medicine to developing nations. Investors believed, governments endorsed, awards were given. Yet far away in remote Latin American villages, there were rumors, people disappearing after attending Virexon's mobile clinics, vehicles driving away and never returning. The truth was horrifying. Virexon was not delivering aid. They were harvesting human organs. They created an illegal supply chain so efficient and so silent that it ran beneath the radar of international law. Their innovation wasn't in medicine. It was in extracting and transporting organs from the most vulnerable without anyone noticing. They targeted undocumented individuals, people living on the edge of society whose absence wouldn't raise alarms. They offered fake medical checkups, gained trust, then vanished with their victims. Each disappearance fed a growing empire of wealth. Their logistics division was praised for its effectiveness, even by legitimate publications. But it was designed for silence, not speed. The organs were preserved, shipped, and implanted into wealthy clients across continents. Oligarchs, politicians, billionaires, they were the recipients of Virexon's true product. The company's leadership lived like royalty, jets, estates, private islands. Lavish galas were held under the guise of philanthropic fundraising, attended by elites unaware, or perhaps knowingly indifferent, to where the money came from. But inside Virexon, fear was growing. Whistleblowers were silenced. A former FBI investigator following the trail was found dead under suspicious circumstances. No one dared speak until Maria Hernandez. Maria worked in logistics. She knew the routes, the cover-ups, the lies. When she realized what was truly happening, she risked everything. She stole thousands of internal documents and fled. With help from an independent journalist collective, she revealed everything. Internal memos, footage from the so-called clinics, even the names of clients and collaborators. The world reacted with shock. News stations ran the story nonstop. Governments launched inquiries. Stocks plummeted. But it was too late. The corruption was so deeply rooted that no investigation could cleanse it all. Maria disappeared just 2 weeks after going public. Her last voicemail was chilling. If you're hearing this, they're closer than I thought. Tell the world, don't let this die. And if this kind of revelation grabs you as much as it does me, don't forget to like this video. It shows us you. Want more stories like this? Some executives were arrested, most weren't. CEO Henry Kessler escaped aboard a private jet and vanished. Reports suggest he bought a new identity and lives in a non-extradition country under diplomatic protection. Others followed his example. Families of the victims tried to sue, but without documentation, their cases were buried in legal limbo. A few were paid off quietly. No one was held truly accountable. Those few who received compensation were bound by non-disclosure agreements so strict that even their grief was censored. The media, after a wave of outrage, moved on. New scandals took over the headlines. Virexon was forgotten. But for those in the affected villages, the pain never left. What was once a promise of hope became a legacy of silence. International bodies issued statements promising reform, but those who once praised and funded Virexon were still in power, now simply hiding behind new logos and slogans. The same pharmaceutical conglomerates that once funneled money into Virexon now invest in ethical alternatives, scrubbing their reputations with corporate rebranding. And the organs? Some say they were used in elite private clinics. Others believe they fed a black market empire that continues today. One thing is certain, the system is still alive, just hidden, more careful, more ruthless. The fallout stretched far beyond what the media covered. Investigators found that Virexon's operations were supported by a web of offshore banks, each transaction encrypted and disguised as charity work. Tax havens from the Caribbean to Eastern Europe served as holding grounds for blood money. An underground movement began documenting the victims. Anonymous hackers exposed private client lists revealing names of political leaders, celebrities, and industry tycoons. Some denied everything, others vanished. Those who tried to follow the money found their digital trails blocked by corporate firewalls and layers of shell companies. An ex-surgeon from Berlin confessed to participating in 5 transplants sourced from Virexon. He claimed the clinics were cleaner than real hospitals and that the donors were willing, though no one ever saw their consent forms. His trial was delayed indefinitely. Rumors suggest he was offered immunity in exchange for silence. Virexon's influence had extended even into medical journals. Peer-reviewed articles glorified their logistics model, unknowingly validating the company's dark practices. Professors who accepted grants from the company went silent, fearing backlash. One academic who dared to retract a co-authored paper found herself blacklisted across Europe. Meanwhile, in South America, grassroots activists organized remembrance days for the vanished. Murals were painted, names were recited, but the lack of official acknowledgement haunted every tribute. One mother told reporters, "They took my daughter's life and gave me a silence that screams." And still, the question lingers, how many? Other Virexons are out there? How many companies parade under the guise of innovation while hiding horrors in boardrooms? The answer may lie not in what we can uncover, but in what we dare to expose. If you stayed with us until now, it means this story struck you, so comment below what shocked you the most, and share this video with someone who needs to know that greed always collects its debt.